Not too long ago, someone told me, if you're gonna sign with a record label, you gotta make sure you sign with people you trust. You gotta make sure you sign with people you'll be willing to put the whole faith of your career in their hands. And that hit me. I thought about it for a minute, for a good minute. And I realized the only people I would really trust with my career is my fans.
Hey yo, this life is like a dream, I just hope that I never wake. Made mistakes in the past, but I'm trying to set it straight. Been through hell and back, hope they accept me at heaven's gates. Sell my soul for a meal, that's a deal that I'll never take. And I'll never break under pressure.
So this right here is where it all started. 8132 4th Street. This very house right here where all the music was made. From the early years of 2012, me and Scoop and Anthro in the lab. Nothing but a mattress on the floor, microphone in the closet, some bed foam nailed up. And yeah, pretty much my mama in the next room, man, complaining about the noise. You know, everybody starts somewhere. Everybody has a beginning, and this is my beginning right here. And it was just rough, you know, man, like, it's hard coming up as a 17-year-old rapper telling your mom, you know, I want to be a rapper when I grow up. You know, this is my career, this is what I'm picking, this is what I want to do, you know? Ain't nobody believe me, nobody. We managed to make it happen, you know, with the fans, some solid homies, a solid team behind my back. That's all it really was. There was no labels involved, there was no anything involved, there was no investors, big investors. We were our investors, the hustle was our investment. But eventually over time, small packages got bigger and bigger, you know, over the years. We just kind of outgrew where we was at. And graffiti for me, man, it was like a drug. Like I was like heavily addicted to it. But eventually it just put my family through so much heartache. You know, going back and forth in between juvenile halls from Orange County to Los Angeles. You know, getting real deep into it, risking my life, running across freeways. Beef with other crews, getting jumped, you know, once a month, twice a month. Eventually almost every week, you know, but I had to really find a smooth transition. Eventually I had to give it up, you know, and I guess music was that transition. I really feel like music saved my life. I really believe that.
Where the fuck were you when the team was feeling low? No money in our pockets, ain't nobody at our shows. Where the fuck were you when they all just shot us down? Us against the world, you was nowhere to be found. Where the fuck were you, dog? Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you, man? Where the fuck were you? Now they show us love when we step up in the place. Like fuck 'em if they hate, middle finger to your face. Middle finger.
What's up, Stanky? What's up, boy? I came here when I was having problems with my mom, her boyfriend. Me and my mom's had a little fallout. Had to come live with my dad for a second, even though it didn't last too long. But yeah, I was going through a lot at that point, and a lot of those songs, it was made right here in this very room. I would get some CDs on a blank disc, write my name on it, Phora, pass them out, go to some high schools, you know, go anywhere I thought would be a lot of people. You know, just like those dudes you see at Venice Beach or on Hollywood Boulevard. You know, it's definitely a stage you gotta go through if you're trying to come up. You know, you gotta go through every avenue and every lane you think it's possible to really get your name out there, but some things work for some people and some things just don't. And for me, I felt I was coming close to a dead end with this. I really felt it was nothing really coming out of it, you know, but what kept me going was me really venting, getting the pain off my chest. Even though it wasn't really making me money, even though it wasn't doing nothing financially for me, what it really was just letting shit go. You know, being able to forgive people who done me wrong through this music. You know, and I really found myself through it. I really learned a lot about myself through it. And I mean, we risked a lot for this. Risked our lives for this in more ways than one, especially shows. I remember being at a backyard in Norwalk. A bunch of gangsters roll up. A bunch of gangsters. What are y'all doing in my hood? This and that. Where you from? You know, strapped up, had a couple guns, and we're just like, damn, you know, what do? We kind of in a position where it's just like, we can't do much, you know, we're not even about that, but we in someone's hood, someone's backyard, and it's just like, man, looking back on all the crazy things we've done, you know, but we had to do it. You know, the fans asked for it. It's just like, we did that for y'all, just like y'all do the same for us, you know?
Visions of me and my peeps at the top. Nothing came easy, we needed a plot. And they said they doubt we'd ever make it. But that's the very same reason we fought. So close to giving up on life, I wanted to quit.
So we headed down to where I used to run around at. Right here on Ball and Euclid. I used to go to school right down right here. Polaris, a little continuation school. So this is where it happened. Walking home from school one day, about to catch the bus. And I seen some familiar faces, and next thing I knew, boom, cheap shot from behind. Happened right here down the street on Kings. And I bounced out. I mean, there was nothing I could do. I was outnumbered. I was surrounded. Started running right here down the street. Cars, people picking up their kids right here. People headed back home. They see me running. They seen 6, 7 people chasing me. People popping up right here. And I would say, right by this pole right here. When they caught me, boom, they started kicking me on the ground. They got me to the ground. They started punching me, and that's when I seen a knife, and they bounced out. Someone started honking. And I got up, started walking on the street, not on the sidewalk, on the street. I was bleeding. I was screaming, "Help me, help me." You see how busy this street is right here. You see how many cars. It's 7. This happened at 2:45, right before 3 o'clock. You could imagine how busy it would be at that time when school's out. Nobody. Nothing. Bleeding. I walked all the way to the office, and that's how it happened. And people ask me, you know, why is your music so depressing all the time? Why you only write about sad stuff? We want a happy song, but it's just like, for a long span in my life, for so many years, that's all I really knew. All I knew was struggle. All I knew was hardships. All I knew was pain. But I would never wish this upon anyone. And that's why I'm writing this music. For kids like me. For people like me, because I know what it's like. You know, the struggle, sometimes not having a pops, sometimes not having no one, you know, sometimes not having no one to run to, you know. My dad was around, but he wasn't really around. He was there, but he wasn't there. You know, I know some people can relate to that. That's all I want to be, is someone's scapegoat. I never really had that growing up, going through what I was going through. It just wasn't there. And if I could be something in someone's life, I'd want to be someone's guardian angel.